Yup. Let's go. We know who won the Super Bowl. Great game. Halftime show. Not it. Yeah, here we go, guys. Super Bowl 57 recap. Yeah, let's go. Of course, yeah. Here we go. Here are the highlights.
Living out the impossible dream. Welcome to Super Bowl 57 on Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hurts with time over the middle. There's Smith. He's got a first down. It gets jacked out of bounds across the 40, but not before converting. Hurts looking, throwing another wide open receiver. It's Smith again. Breaks a tackle inside the 15.
Look how many guys are inside there.
Gotta go for it. Surging forward is Hurts. No signal yet. There's a penalty flag in the middle of that. Pacheco, good strong cut, breaks a tackle. Pacheco inside the 30, shoulder down, all the way down near the 20. Mahomes looking that way, throwing that way. Kelsey got it, touchdown. Mahomes a lot of time, slings it over the middle, and it's Kelsey again. It was wide open and takes it down to. And Bucker is hooking and hits the post. No good. Hurts has all day, loaded up, taking a shot, looking for A.J. Brown. He's got it. Touchdown. More pressure. Hurts spins away. Here comes Frank Clark. Throws opposite his body, and it's caught for a first down. Hurts on a quarterback draw. Nowhere to go. The ball is loose. Sitting on the turf. It's picked up by Bolton. No one in front of him is going to score. Hurts gets it out to Boston Scott. One-on-one. Good move. Makes a man miss. And another. It's Scott. Four-man rush. Quarterback run. Hurts using his legs. Stays up. And room to run. Jalen Hurts inside the 20. Now Hurts on the keep, has a seam, and Jalen Hurts is in for the touchdown.
Ball and go no huddle.
Hurts loading up, going for Devontae Smith. He's got it.
The receiver did not maintain control of the ball throughout the process of the play. It is an incomplete pass.
35-yard try. Jake Elliott up, and it is through, and the Eagles extend to a 10-point lead at the half. Here's Mahomes in some trouble, and his catch, I think, by Kelsey. Boy, low throw. He went down to get it. 10th play of the drive here for Kansas City. Pacheco right up the gun and in. Touchdown. Got to get to the 34. Hurts lost one. Goddard. Did he hang on? What a catch. Dallas Goedert has got it for a first down. 4th and 1. Hurts burrowing forward, and he's got another one. There's Jake Elliott from 33 yards right down the middle. And it's a 6-point lead. Mahomes looking to throw. Wanted Tony. It has Schuster open again. Juju Smith-Schuster heating up on this drive. Quick throw. Tony's got it. Tony walks in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Low sinking kick. Tony on the run. Still up on his feet. Tony has a wall. It's another block. Tony inside the 20. Tony still going, and he's down to the 5.
Player on back-to-back plays.
Blitz coming. Mahomes, man wide open. Touchdown, Cheifs and Sky Moore.
Widest men free.
Hurts has some time. Going deep. Got a man. Devontae Smith. He's got it. He is out of bounds. First and goal. They try to shove Hurts over the end zone, waiting for a signal. He's in. Touchdown, Eagles. And now they have to go for 2 for the tie. Hurts looking for a block, and he gets there. He's in. Mahomes in trouble. Gets away. Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all. Inside the 20. He's Smith-Schuster couldn't catch up. There's a flag at the...
Prior to the pass, holding number 24. Defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic.
Worst case scenario, you'll see James Bradbury. They're going to say he grabs him.
Butker up, got it. Here we go. Hurts has all day. Now some rushers come. Going to throw it as far as his arm can take it, which is well short. And the Kansas City Chiefs have won Super Bowl 57.
What was the difference?
Well, I'll give the credit to the big old line and to Pat Mahomes and all those guys around him. Eric Bieniemy was phenomenal also.
Patrick Mahomes clearly hindered. What does he continue to show in these efforts, Andy?
Well, he's the MVP.
And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoy. Yep, I got a late one. I know it's a little late, but yep, the Super Bowl 57 recap. And let me just restart this. Yep, we got the fireworks and everything. Yep, the Chiefs are your Super Bowl 57 champions. 38-35, obviously now in the offseason. But yep, Super Bowl 57 champions are the Chiefs. This game was a classic. I'll just put it that way. Actually, the ending wasn't as what we really wanted. It was a little actually underwhelming. But the game itself was amazing. First things first, the first half, it was all Eagles. They dominated it. Not in terms of, like, just overall, but they dominated time possession. Up front, they were just so much better than the Chiefs. Chiefs scored a measly 7 points on offense. Obviously, we'll get to their other 7 points later. But, Patrick Mahomes, I'll spoil right away, he was the Super Bowl MVP, obviously. Second of his career. He already has 2 MVPs. First quarterback ever to win 2 Super Bowls. 2 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 MVPs in his first 6 seasons. That's pretty insane. 21-27 though, 182, 3 touchdowns. He really was good with the football. Didn't put the ball in harm's way for sure. And of course, he didn't really take many deep shots, but he was good where he put the ball. Obviously, left a couple plays in the field, but he was great. 3 touchdowns, obviously. Had that huge run, obviously, I think it was 26-yarder that got him into field goal range. But he had 6 for 44 on the ground, huge. Jerry McKinnon was also pretty efficient when he got his carries. Isaac Pacheco, though, was a beast, 15 for 76 and a touchdown. He could be a back for them for a pretty long time. Travis Kelce, obviously their leading receiver, he had 6 catches for 81 yards and a touchdown. Of course, he touchdown in the first quarter. Juju had 753, of course, with that big catch on that third down play, or second down play. I don't even know. Justin Watson also had 2 catches for 18 yards. Jerry McKinnon had 3 catches for 15 yards. Noah Gregg and Kadarius Toney also had Sky Moore both the catches, of course, Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore both had touchdowns. MVS didn't make a catch, probably because of Rihanna, and Jody Fortson didn't get a target. Speaking of this defense, though, Nick Bolin had 8 tackles. That is a good game, to say the least. Obviously, he had the scoop and score as well. He had a very, very good game. I mean, it wasn't perfect in pass coverage. That was really it, though. He did his job. Willie Gay Jr. was elite. He probably was the best player in this defense in this game. Justin Reed, I don't think he did a ton, but he was okay, I guess. Leo Chenal, of course, had one of their only 2 sacks, but he was pretty good. Trent McDuffie, 4 tackles, did play hit or miss. Of course, really recovered well after that touchdown he gave up to A.J. Brown. L'Jarius Sneed, on the other hand, was good the whole game. Like, he's just so good. Juan Thornhill had 3 tackles. I mean, couple coverage busts. That's kind of it, though. Joshua Williams did have 3 tackles as well. Jalen Watson, 3 tackles. Oh, I forgot to tell you about L'Jarius Sneed. He did get beat on that one play against, Devontae Smith. But other than that, he was good. Jalen Watson, 3 tackles. Okay, he made some plays. Chris Jones didn't have a sack, but he did get pressure. Kalen Saunders, of course, had a big sack as well. George Karlaftis had a tackle. Same thing with Frank Clark and Brian Cook. Of course, Frank Clark did have a couple bad penalties, but he did come through in the end. Harrison Butker, of course, missed that field goal as well, but he made the game winner, the one that actually mattered. Now let's talk about the Eagles. Jalen Hurts went 27 of 38 for 304 and a touchdown. He was airing the ball out a lot. I mean, some of the throws were not good, but his deep ball was there for sure. That was one of the things I talked about in the keys. Obviously, we're going to get to that later, but, yeah, he played really, really well. Jalen Hurts also their leading rusher, 70 yards on 15 carries and 3 touchdowns, tying an NFL record in the Super Bowl. Really great game, obviously. He had 4 total touchdowns and over 374 total yards. Pretty darn good. Kenneth Gainwell and Miles Sanders were not efficient. They really didn't have one decent run the whole game. It was a struggle, to say the least. But obviously, the Chiefs were basically just trying to fit the run the whole game. That's really why Jalen Hurts had a lot of passing yards. But he had a really good game. Devontae Smith was their leading receiver, probably the most explosive guy, somewhere 100 and touch. And obviously, A.J. Brown had that bomb. I think it was like 45 yards for the touchdown. 6 for 96 other than that, though. Dallas Goedert, 6 for 60 as well, was really good. Kenneth Gainwell, pretty productive out of the backfield, 4 for 20. And, of course, Zach Pascal, 2 catches for 11 yards. Boston Scott and Quez Watkins also got in the action with catches. Miles Sanders kind of laid an egg in the Super Bowl, not going to lie. Meanwhile, for the defense, Avante Maddox did have 6 tackles. He was actually pretty decent. TJ Edwards, I mean, he was hit or miss, but it was pretty good. Marcus Epps, obviously, he struggled. Cheifs Bradbury, I get people are so mad about the holding call. I mean, I would be too, but he said it himself that was a hold. So I guess it is a hold. The guy who says it, who got the call on him says it was a hold. It was a hold. He probably shouldn't have been that honest, but whatever. Javon Hargrave was a beast. Darius Slay, I don't think he did anything really. That's all I got to say about him. Kaiser White was pretty good, though. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, of course, had some big tackles. Of course, got out to Patrick Mahomes a couple times. Josh Sweat had a tackle. They really struggled to get really any, sustained pass rush. They were able to get pressure, just not sacks. Against Patrick Mahomes, they got to do better with that. Obviously, they had one of the best pass rushers in NFL history, so... Yeah, and well, in terms of sacks, maybe not consistency, but Hassan Reddick and Fletcher Cox both had tackles as well. Jake Elliott hit his 2 field goals. I mean, they were both short, but that's another thing you could say. Brent Colby was actually pretty good as a returner. Statistically, I mean, the Eagles had almost 100 more yards than the Chiefs. That kind of tells you what type of game they had. Of course, they had the ball a lot longer as well. But again, the Chiefs just scored when they needed to. They played a cleaner football game. Of course, yeah, 0-1 turnover ratio is a part of it. But again, the Chiefs, they just played a better football game in the second half. Much more efficient overall. Of course, the Eagles had more 25 first downs, but they had 13 third and fourth down conversions. I think that's the most in a Super Bowl. Obviously, this game was an offensive one. The Eagles had a lot more rushing yards though. The Chiefs had a lot more rushing yards, and even the Eagles' running game was underwhelming. But the Chiefs, the fact they ran the ball for 150 yards was huge. Again, more efficient as well. And even on third down, you could argue they were. Obviously, they had the ball a lot less, 36 minutes to 24 minutes, pretty big difference. But the punts, same. Sacks, 2-0. That's part of the difference. But again, the Chiefs just played a more efficient football game to win this one. Now let's get the keys to game grades for both these teams. And for this Chiefs offense, I want them to get 15 plus first down. First 15 to be focused on against attacking TJ Edwards. They were actually able to do that in the first drive. Really ran the ball well there. I like what I saw this from the Chiefs offense in the first half. But obviously, they didn't get as many plays. Have Kelsey run at least 3 option routes against him. Yup, not just him though. Of course, the safety as well. They utilized him really well. The offensive lineman needed to let the edge rushers collapse in the pocket and let Mahomes extend. That was huge. They did a really good job with that. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes made a lot of big plays. Jeremy Kinnan didn't have that many touches. I think that was part of the reason they were kind of at it in the first half, but it was actually pretty decent. Kadarius 25 was first down touches. He did get a good amount of touches, of course, with a touchdown, but he definitely probably could get more. MVS was just not the guy. It's kind of simple there. He didn't get open. He had a tough game. And yeah, Juju was the man. Was really good on man. Really good in scheming him open. Offensively, yes, there was a couple things that you could say kept this game closer than it could have been. But again, the Chiefs scored 24 points in the second half. Didn't scored on all their second half possessions. I gotta give them 6 pluses. That was a phenomenal effort. Defensively, now make Jalen throw the deep fades. Okay. So as much as I want to talk about the fact that they made him throw it, they did, but they kind of just beat him on some of them. Play power press with L'Jarius Sneed against Devontae Smith. He didn't. I don't know what they were trying to do with L'Jarius Sneed on some of those. I don't think it was all his fault, but when he did make some big plays in press when he got it, but it wasn't that often. That's one of the reasons Devontae Smith had such a big game. Because, again, he is a press corner. Chris Jones has to hold his own against Isaiah Malu. He kind of did. Again, he had a tough game, of course, against against Jason Kelsey, but he did play pretty well in terms of the pass rush part of it. Again, the run defense wasn't great, but they fit it pretty well. Continuing the stout tackling against the run game, they really didn't miss many tackles. Again, with the slippery field, you could argue that, but I don't think that's much of a problem. Juan Thornhill or Justin Reed will need to make a huge play downfield at one point in clutch time. Juan Thornhill, of course, broke up that pass and that bomb. It wasn't in clutch time, though, but I do think that was a big shift in this game. And for this Eagles defense, I will give them 3 pluses. They left a lot to be desired on the field, but when it came down to making big plays, they were able to. And obviously, their offense took care of the stuff they needed to. They were on the field a lot more than I expected them to. They were up to the tax on some of those drives. They played a pretty decent game. Now let's talk about this Eagles offense. If this Eagles offense, Jalen's going to have to be money on the deep fades on the sideline. He was perfect. He was great. Quez Watkins didn't really actually no, I think he did get a deep target. He dropped it, though. But yeah, they definitely did those 2 things. Miles Sanders did not actually get much help from the offensive line. He had to really create by himself. Didn't work out well. And he did not break one either. I think if he did break a run, this Eagles offense would have exploded, but they weren't able to do that. A.J. Brown makes back shoulder and big catches over the middle on timing routes. Some of those, but obviously his big catch was that touchdown. He was really good. And Jalen has to be efficient on the ground. He was 4.5 yards per carry, I think. But yeah, this Eagles offense, there's really nothing to complain about. They were really good. Again, they just didn't get the ball at the end. You could argue they gave too much time for Patrick Mahomes, and they were a little sloppy in the grand scheme of things. But I'll still give them 4 pluses. This Eagles offense was it. Now for this defense, first things first, James Bradbury and Darius Slay need to make 6 big plays. If you count the big play, the holding, and the fact that Darius Slay didn't do anything, then maybe they did. No. The corner, their number 1, number 2 corners did not show up. Have every corner play on off on MVS. Yeah, they did. It actually worked really well. T. Edwards has to be decisive. He was, again, maybe a couple mistakes, but he was pretty good overall. Let's see if the defensive line can handle the shifts that they're gonna face. They weren't able to in the run game. They weren't able to against the pass. I mean, yeah, it was some plays they were able to just get after freaking Patrick Mahomes. But again, he was ready for it. This Eagles defensive line got neutralized. Make Mahomes mow you down outside the pocket and on the ground. They did, and what he did exactly that. So yeah. For the Eagles defense, they just simply didn't show up. They're one of the parts of this game that really struggled. I'll give them I still got to keep them lower than this, though, because were more physical than the Chiefs offense overall. Chiefs kind of finessed them in that way, but in that aspect, my bad. But I actually don't even think this defense played their worst game. Again, the Chiefs offense is just, yeah, it's literally that good. But yep, the Eagles defense didn't play super well. Now let's just get right to the outro again. Chiefs win Super Bowl 57. If you didn't know, yes, Derek Carr was released by the Raiders, if you didn't know that. So that is something. I'll just say that. Which means he'll be going to another team. My guess is the Jets. You never know, though. Raiders, gonna probably have to draft a quarterback or something. I really don't know. They're gonna try to do something. You never really know. But yep, that's all I got here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl 57 recap. Yeah, that's really all I got for you guys. Next video, we'll see. You'll see what it is. It'll be an interesting one. I'll just say that. But yep, that's all I got here, guys. And yeah, see you in the next one.